What's up, gang? It's Ryan from Ruck.Beard here. I have got the brand new 33-liter long range rucker with me. I actually did not plan on shooting this video today. The ruck just arrived maybe 30 minutes ago, and as I began to look it over, I just got so excited, couldn't wait to talk about it with you all. So we're just going to do a little walkthrough first, and I'll talk about some highlights that I see in this bag. First off, this is part of the Rucker series. All right, so a couple things that you'll notice. First, we've got this black slash just under the front pocket here, the front stash pocket. This is reflective, so if you're out at night and light shines on it, it's going to reflect. This is actually a really nice feature. I like it for going out and actually rucking at night, and I actually think it looks really good. Some people don't like it. I personally will love it. Since this is a rucker and it's designed for rucking, not necessarily travel, but we'll get to that in just a minute, it is going to have all the standard features of a rucker. So what that means is, as we turn it to the side, we're going to have ruck handles, grab handles on both sides, as well as on the bottom of the ruck and the top of the ruck. Just like with every GORUCK bag, these things are beefy, super well made, feels super sturdy no matter how you're holding the ruck. This will be great for doing ruck PT, or if you're just, again, traveling, it's great for grab and go. No matter which way the bag is, you can grab it. Super convenient. As we go around the sides, you've got Molly on the front, Molly on the back for attachments. This is going to be good if you decide to get a hip belt. Currently, the Rucker Long Range does not ship with a hip belt, but maybe in the future it does, maybe it won't, I don't know, but it is compatible with it. As we get to the back, like all the Ruckers, it's got the 210D Cordura on the back, which is really nice. I'm a big fan of this material for the back. It's also on the interior of the shoulder straps. This adds comfort. It also is, it's easier on your clothes, so a lot less likely to cause your shirts and sweaters and stuff like that to pill. Also common on all the Ruckers and included in the long range is this lumbar support. You'll be able to see that there is about, I don't know, an inch or so where the padding kind of sets away from the back. This is meant to sit in that the bottom of your S-curve of your back. On my 20-liter Rucker, I've really grown to appreciate this. It just feels super comfortable having that support for the lower back. I like it a lot. Also, it comes with the sternum strap pre-installed, which if you ever had to put one of these things on, you will appreciate that. It is the slightly wider sternum strap than what GORUCK used to have back in the day. I used to hate the sternum strap, but now I've grown to appreciate it. So that is on there. As we kind of dive into the ruck, as I said, it's got this slash pocket up here, which is nice. If you are following GORUCK's development, you'll know that the Rucker 4.0 doesn't have that. But we'll talk about that in a different video. Now, what sets the long range apart from the regular Rucker series is that it has multiple compartments. So, we've got this first compartment. If you're familiar with the GORUCK GR2, the setup here is essentially the same as the GR2. So when we open up, it's going to go fold flat for you, which is wonderful. Here we have this nice admin panel pouch. As you open it up, it's got these pockets here that have this elastic to help kind of keep things in there. I love this stash pocket on my GR2. It's great for just throwing quick access things that I need, chargers, batteries, snacks, that sort of thing when I travel. Then we have additional pockets here. We've got this mesh pocket as well as a mesh pocket on the other side, and we've got another pocket here up at the top. All right, so that's all our pockets. You'll also see and notice that we've got drain holes here. Drain holes are great. Again, this is a bag that is designed for rucking. It is designed for GORUCK events. If you're to ask me, I think this will probably become the standard ruck required for Tier 1 events like GORUCK Selection and Team Assessment. It's just my guess. And so having the drain holes is excellent for when you get wet. So that's that compartment. Now the second compartment that we have here is the main compartment of the ruck. So as we open it up, a little stiff, there we go. So we still have that nice fold flat clamshell opening. On this side we've got a mesh pocket at the top and a mesh side pocket here. Kind of same configuration as the GR2. But here we go. This is what is going to set the Rucker Long Range apart from your GR2. And that is the inclusion of the built-in ruck plate pouches. Now, since this is the long range and it's a larger size, this can actually accommodate 2 ruck plates. So as we pop it open, the first thing that I noticed is as I open it, I'm immediately kind of limited in my range of motion for this top section here. So this is just an important note for things like doing GORUCK events. There's gonna be a time when the cadre is gonna wanna see your weight. Hopefully it's only once during the entire event. But in that moment, especially if it's a top tier event where you've got to load and unload quickly, this trying to get the weight out is going to be a pain in the neck. The trick here, fold this top back, and now this is going to come nice and flat. All right, small little trick to get in there. The reason it's kind of hard to get it to fold back is because GORUCK has really beefed up the padding here on this flap. This is a great addition. One of the things that is common in GORUCK events is the concern of that weight plate hitting the back of your head when you do stuff like burpees or up downs or man makers or bear crawls. Any of that stuff, that weight wants to shift forward and it sits right on the back of your head, and if you go quickly, it can smack you pretty hard. This seems to be modeled off of the ruck plate carriers, which was kind of the first place that they started to use this padding on these flaps, and it is beefy. All right, I have not taken this out and tested it yet, and tried to smack the back of my head. I will for you all eventually, but right now it looks pretty beefy. As we open it up, like I said, we've got 2 pockets here. This top pocket is a little bit more shallow, so you see that it runs shallow. This is probably going to be good for smaller ruck plates, 20s and 10s. I'm not sure if 30 is going to be able to fit in there. Check the blog post because I will let you know in there. One of the things that's interesting about this pocket, and I'll show a picture of it because it's going to be hard to see in the video, but there's actually Velcro in here. So it seems like this flap can actually come inside this this section here. I'm not gonna mess with it. It can go in there and can actually cinch down, which seems to mean that you could have a little easier access to whatever might be in here, which I think what would go there is your water bladder, right? So you're gonna get GORUCK Velcro is always very good. So it's going to be a little bit of work, but I think it's possible. What we're going to do, all right, so I'm going to fold it down, and then I'm going to roll it in there. right, look, that was not terribly easy, but it's in there. And so now you have the ability to sit your water bladder in here. You've got a nice little D-ring up at the top that you can hook to, and then you've got your pass-through for the water bladder. That's a really nice, well thought out feature right there. So getting back in here. In here, that's where the big Mama Jama goes. That's for the 45-pound ruck plate. Now, if you'll notice, in the bottom here, let's see if we can get this set up. I've got a little bulge right here at the bottom. There's this piece of padding that's in there to help the ruck plate sit a little bit higher. I believe in the latest version of the Rucker 3.0, this was actually sewn into the bottom of that plate area. As I was digging around in this ruck, I just reached my hand down to feel it. And what's fascinating is this is removable. All right? And while absolutely not helpful for anything that I could think of, you can actually unvelcro it and take the piece of foam out, which is interesting for whatever that is worth. So we got this piece of foam that's removable. I think this is a neat thing to remember, especially when we come back in just a minute to talk about this ruck as a travel ruck / potential replacement for the GR2. So that is down in there. In addition, on the interior, there are 2 D-rings, about a quarter of the way from the bottom. Personally, I can't think of the use for this. Obviously, it would be for some sort of securing of something. I just can't think of how I would use that. So if you've got any great ideas on how to use those D-rings, drop them in the comments of this video or the blog post. Oh yeah, and also we've got the drain holes in this compartment as well. This is the 33 liter long range rucker. It also comes in a 39 liter variety. For me, I always ruck with smaller rucks. 20 liter rucker is my favorite. I feel like the 25 liter is too big for me. Obviously, I'm gonna feel similar with this, but this has a very special case use, right? And so the bigger size, when I was looking at should I get the 33 or 39, for me it was, if I'm going to use this for a ruck event, I want a smaller of the two. So I went with the 33 liters. Price point upon release and at the time of this video, 33 liter is $245 and the 39 liter is $255. I'm gonna say that that is a steal for these bags. And the main thing that I'm basing that off of is the fact that it's big brother and what it is ultimately modeled off of, the GR2, that comes in at $405 and $415 respectively. And we're going to talk very briefly about some of the differences between the two. But at a price point difference of $60 for 1 liter either way, I think that the long range rucker is going to steal a lot of sales from the GR2. Now the GR2 is going to have its fans. I am one of them. But I think at this price point for what you get, I think people are going to pick this over the GR2 more times than not. So with that said, let's talk about some of the key differences between the long range rucker and the GR2. And specifically, my question is this a replacement? So I happen to have my 40-liter GR2 Java here. This is one of my prized rucks. So when we talk about differences, there's only really a few. So first off, we don't have the reflective slash right here. Also, you're only going to get one handle, and that's going to be on the top of the GR2. When you check out the back of the GR2, the material is going to be either the 500 or 1000D Cordura, depending on which your ruck comes with, and that's going to be the same for the interior. So you lose, depending on how you view it, the 210D backing. Also, you do not get the lumbar support here on the GR2. Again, maybe that's a feature you like or don't like, but that is something you're losing. Also, by comparison, you'll notice that we don't have drain holes on the GR2. As a travel ruck, very few times that you're probably going to be submerging it in a river. So probably something you don't need on the GR2, but it is something that sets these two apart. And then for the GR2, and this is, I believe, where that 1 liter difference, this being a 33 liter, the other long range rucker being the 39 liter. GR2s, those come in 34 and 40 liters. So I think that 1 liter is ultimately coming from this laptop compartment, which is a really nice laptop compartment. So we've got the laptop compartment here, we've got a nice frame sheet here, and we've got the false bottom so that the laptop actually doesn't go all the way to the bottom, so that when you're setting the bag down, you're not having that impact right on the computer that's back there. So laptop compartment, super nice on the GR2, and it is not available in your long range rucker. Other than that, the interiors are set up pretty much the same. And so besides those exterior differences, obviously the big difference is on the inside when we look at this not so small plate pouch. So when we begin to think about, is this long range rucker a feasible replacement for the GR2? This is kind of a wild card, all right? What are you gonna do with this? How much space is this eating up that you are, in a sense, losing? And I don't think you're losing that much. Because like I said, we can take this little, this little rectangle out, we can take that piece of padding out, and this is gonna push pretty flat. As I thought about how would I use this as a travel ruck, I would probably open this up, and I'm gonna drop my iPad or my laptop in this case, and then to whatever degree I have folders, maybe it's for work, folders, files, that sort of thing. And I would say for me, even books, I'm gonna slip those into these pockets. That way, if I'm traveling and I'm just one bagging it and I wanna get a book, it's super easy for me to open this, pull back this panel, reach down and grab my book or my device that I need right here. If you're not carrying devices, maybe you store your socks and underwear in there, I don't know. I don't think you lose too much. So if it's me thinking about the long range rucker versus the GR2, if I have the funds, I'm gonna get the GR2. For pure travel, it's my favorite travel bag. I take it on flights, it's always my carry-on, fits in the overhead. In a pinch, it always fits in the seat underneath me. I've never had any problems. I can pack it for like 9 days and it's amazing. With the long range rucker, you're losing a little bit of space, a little bit more space is somewhat lost with this pouch, but I still think you can pack plenty of clothes and supplies and everything else you need in the remaining space in this pocket, as well as your front pocket. But as a rucker, man, this thing is sweet. When it comes to events for GORUCK, I always like a smaller ruck because it forces me to choose the right gear to take because there's no extra room. The problem with this is you've got so much room, you could pack everything you need and everything you don't need. So I think for most people, if you're looking should I just get this for GORUCK events? You probably don't need this. Maybe for those top level selection, team assessment type events, but GORUCK Tough, Basic, even a Heavy, even an HTV, you don't need this. But if you want to get it, I think it's a great bargain. It's a great ruck. If you're looking for it as, I can't quite swing the GR2, or maybe I don't want to buy a rucker and a GR2, but I want both, boom, this is your choice. I don't have the 39 liter to really weigh in on how much bigger the size is. Just to give you a comparison for whatever it's worth, we've got here a 40 liter GR2 and the 33 liter Rucker long range. So similar in size, I would assume. The 39 liter, too many numbers. The 39 liter would be similar to the 40 liter GR2. That's my take on it now. I think it's an amazing bag, and I couldn't wait to share it with you. I hope you got some answers to your questions. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments of this video or on the blog post that will accompany it. Happy to answer any questions, take it for test runs for you. And that's it. Till next time, sitting in that box right over there is the GORUCK Rucker 4.0. So keep an eye out for that video, which will be hopefully coming very soon.